Well, I think just as on the public side, we see virtual worlds being global, managed and operated, deployed, physical hardware being owned by many, many different people. I'd say that our intention to make virtual worlds, to make Second Life as a virtual world work really, really well behind the firewall is just an example of that sort of policy of openness. I mean, it seems completely clear that a strictly, hosted by one company, Linden Lab, solution for what companies want to do with virtual world is insufficiently narrow. It's not going to work. Otto, you said, did anybody catch the question? The question was just generally what are we doing on the partnership basis to support virtual worlds in the enterprise? So I think that we've got to be open in enterprise use in exactly the same way that we want to be open in public use. So while we've done things like open source the client, we've talked about and are opening up the various protocols and interconnect standards between different parts of Second Life so that other people can connect to them. On the enterprise side, I think what that means is we have to make virtual worlds work behind the firewall. We have to make them work in completely secure environments for those who want them. We have to make them interoperate with other virtual worlds, perhaps most importantly, the main grid where we're standing right now. The reason for that, I think, is an important business imperative, which is content. For business use of virtual reality to be compelling and effective, you need content in exactly the same way that you need content to make virtual worlds compelling generally. And by content, I mean, the train that I'm looking at right now behind us, and tables and chairs and tools that allow you to project slideshows and things that let you connect to the web and talk to each other. All of the 3D content that people are building needs to be available to enterprise users in an effective way, and the sort of competition and global availability of that content is part of what's driving and will drive the growth of enterprise virtual reality use in exactly the same way that the availability of a tremendous pool of web-created content drove enterprise use of websites in the early days of the web. In other words, you could get content quite easily, pull it behind your firewall and use it. And so that interoperability is one of the things that I think is critical to enterprise growth of virtual reality.